Thank you everyone for coming to my bar mitzvah. Before I begin, there are a few people in particular I would like to thank. Thank you to all my friends that came here. Since tomorrow's a Philadelphia trip, it really means a lot that you guys took the time to celebrate with me. The first person I would like to thank is someone extremely dear to me. Unfortunately, she is not here today, but she deserves a thank you. Mireille, 1 hour a week you help me, not just in schoolwork, but in anything I have trouble with. I love our lessons because, of course, I get to learn French in the process. While my parents are the one who push me to succeed, you are the one that actually makes it happen. Thank you, Esther Malka, for being a person I can rely on. You always give me advice, whether in schoolwork, how I dress, or anything else. You always tell me when I'm doing something wrong and how I can correct it. Even though your advice sometimes gets me angry or crazy, I always appreciate that you never let it slide, because if it wasn't for you every day, I would make a complete fool of myself. So I want to thank you for probably being the most honest person in my life. The next person I want to thank is Eliyahu. I know that you sometimes think I only like you because you buy me gifts. Well, guess what? It's true. Ever since we were really little, you would always be so generous with me no matter how much the love would cost. Hey, do you remember that time we got stuck in the bathroom for 3 hours? Most brothers would scream at their little sisters for closing the bathroom door when the doorknob fell off, but instead you challenged our imaginations and brought them to the next level. We made up riddles and I actually had a lot of fun because I was with you. Whenever I'm down, you're always the first one to help me out. You understand me and really know who I am. I love you so much and I'm really going to miss you when you go to high school. And now for my grandparents. Watashi ga chisai koro kara yoku mendou wo mite kurete arigatou gozaimashita. Watashi ga kanushikute naite toki itsumo yasashiku nademete kuremashita. Broadway ni tsurete te kurekatou wo yoku oboete imasu. Kore karo mo nagaiki wo shita itsumade mo ishoni ite hoshi desu. I would like to thank my great aunt Tom Becky. I always have so much fun in the summer being able to spend time with you and all the nut bones. You came to all the bar and bat mitzvahs in my family. You are always so loving, caring, and kind, and extremely generous with open hands to me. I basically feel as if you were my grandma. I love you so much. Wait, Ahva, your house is basically my second home. I know that I can always ask for your opinion and get the answers that I need. You cook the most delicious foods. I love spending time with you because when I talk, you listen and you hear me. So I want to thank you for being a person that always gives everyone the extra glimpse that they need. Thank you. Ahva, you always push me to do my best. You have a strange sense of humor that sometimes makes me laugh. I love our traditions like tango and ice cream. I enjoy all the time we spend together no matter where it is or what we're doing. You always want me to be at the top, but when I need help, you're there every step of the way. Mommy. Words can't describe how much you mean to me. You are always the one that encourages me to try new things. You let me play all different types of instruments, sports, and always give me the support. I know I can tell you anything and you won't keep it a secret. You find time in your busy, active, and organized schedule to entertain me. I know Alright. I know how much you worked on my bat mitzvah and how much trouble you went through to make it perfect. You are truly amazing and can do anything you strive for. Thank you. Before I start giving background, I forgot to thank my sister for one more thing. For leading me into the topic because it matches my personality, and if I choose a different topic, my bat mitzvah would be totally different and nowhere as good. So thank you for leading me into this topic and giving me all those lessons. Despite your busy schedule, you would always squeeze in that time every day to help me learn and make my speech. For my bat mitzvah, I studied Strive for Truth, otherwise known as being Tommy Eliyahu by Rabbi Eliyahu Dessler. Rob Dessler was a student of Rabbi Slow Salanter, of Misnagin and the founder of the Musar movement. In response to some major started conflicts between the Misnagdim and the Hasidim. The Misnagdim started connecting to the Torah not just through knowledge but also emotionally. Thus, yeshiva students started to learn to connect to the Torah expressively, and then that's when the Musar movement came about. It seems quite fitting then that the first chapter of Mitzvah discusses the issue of happiness. There are many people in this world who you would normally think are happy, but in reality might not always be. Osher with an aleph indicates happiness. Osher with an ayin indicates riches. Do these have any connection? Rabbi Desser states that riches do not necessarily always bring happiness. Sometimes riches can bring jealousy. Sometimes when you have everything, ironically, you feel like you have nothing. So what about the other people? On the surface, the rest wouldn't seem happy either. Some people work so hard all their life but never get to enjoy it. Others may work extremely hard to feel like they are being mistreated. So who is really happy? Ben Zoma states in chapter 4, Mishnah Aleph of Pirkei Avot, Eza Asher Hasameach Becholko. The wealthy one is the one that's happy with what he has. A poor man is defined as not having what he needs regardless of what's in the bank. If you are satisfied with your lot, you will never be frustrated and never feel like you need anything more. You will truly be happy. This raises a question. Doesn't this stop you from having a drive and excelling in life? Absolutely not. Happiness is attaining your goals, drive, and ambition, but we have to want to achieve the right goals, such as serving Hashem in the highest way possible, excelling in our studies, and being a truly good person, not goals to own a cherry red Ferrari. In relation, Rabbi Desser adds a famous saying, Mitzvah goreret mitzvah. There is no reward for a mitzvah, only that a mitzvah will breed another mitzvah. There seems to be a contradiction. Every day when we recite the Shema, we proclaim, if you listen to Hashem's commandments, Hashem will give us parnasah. It sounds like a reward. Chazal teaches us that no. The asaf, the grass, is just helping us perform the mitzvah and make our service to Hashem easier and more enjoyable. For example, ein kamach, ein Torah. If you don't have parnasah, you cannot live a life of Torah. Without food, you will not have the strength to do mitzvah. Without an occupation, one will not be able to afford Judaic needs. This can be seen through this week's past parsha. Parak Lamed Het Pasuk Chaf Aleph of Parsha Pekudei states, Ala Pekudei HaMishkan, Mishkan Ha'idir Asher Pekad Al Pi Moshe. The parsha discusses about the money that was brought from the Jews to the Mishkan. First they counted how many resources were available, and then they would decide how the resources were going to be used. This concept relates to us in how we serve Hashem. First, a person needs to take inventory. He must know how much he has, and he must realize that it is enough. He must be satisfied with what he has, but he must also determine how he is going to use his own resources to perform good deeds. Parsha Pekudei doesn't end with the building of the Mishkan, but emphasizes one last detail. The last pasuk of Sefer Shemot states, Ki anam Hashem al hamishkan yomam ve'esh tihyeh laila bo le'nei kol beit Yisrael v'chol ma'asehem. The cloud of Hashem will atop the Mishkan in the day of the day, and the fire by night in the front of the eyes of all Beit Yisrael through all their journeys. This final image of a journey indicates striving, continuing. It hints to our ongoing existence with God and serving God. This is a journey. It's going to take a long time, and we need to be satisfied with what we have, but every day we still need to have a drive, ambition, and set our goals for ourselves to help us continue on this path. We need to go to school, we need to acquire physical objects, but for the purpose of strengthening our relationship with God in our best possible way and making our experience easier. I used to think that I could have Osher with an aleph if other people bought me things, if I had Osher with an ayin. But Mitami Eliyahu taught me a lot of lessons. I learned that true happiness doesn't come by getting everything I want. It doesn't come by all the material objects I have. True happiness can only come when I'm ready for it and when I have the power to convince myself that what I have is enough and that I don't need any more. True happiness comes when I realize that what I do need is the growing power to be able to do good deeds, make other people happy, and with the tools I was given, serve God in the right way with true happiness.